Yesterday, we read the story, The Emperor's New Clothes, in the form of a play. Today, you're going to listen to a similar story, but from a different perspective. You're going to hear the story as told by the Emperor. The story title is For Real, I Paraded in My Underpants. So you will compare and contrast the original fairy tale from yesterday to the fractured fairy tale that you will listen to today. I would like you to determine the character's motivations in the story. So what is motivating the character to do what they're doing? So if they are trying to convince the emperor that he needs these invisible clothes, why are they doing that? What's motivating them? Are they just praising the emperor even though they can't see the clothes? What's motivating them to do that? Is the emperor know he's parading around in his underpants? If so, what's motivating him to do that? So I really want you to think about motivations today. The other part of our lesson is actually going to include some writing with it. So what I want you thinking about when you're identifying the story elements today is pretend that you are the author of this book, For Real, I Paraded in My Underpants. If you were the author and you had to work backwards, like you would in a math problem, if you had to work backwards, how would you have brainstormed this story as the author? Okay, so put yourself in the author's shoes because later this week, you're going to be the author. So after you've finished comparing and contrasting the two stories, you're going to fill in the graphic organizer below. When you do that again, pretend you are the author. How would the author have brainstormed this story? What was the problem? Was the problem caused by a character or something that happened to the character? Does the character want something they don't have? Examples like a friend or a bike. Has something changed in the setting? Choose one of these choices and then explain your response below. Let me add a little arrow here for you or something that you can drag and drop, okay, to the one that you're choosing. The rest of the story elements, obviously characters, setting, and plot. So we're going to think about our characters now. Who is the main character? Main character. What are their personality traits? Are they honest? Are they brave? Are they silly? Are they strong? Think about those types of things. Not what they look like, but how they behave. What are some of their actions that you read about in the story? Give me some examples of their thoughts or their words that they've said. And then the relationships they have with other people or other characters in the story. So you will do that for your main character, and then you will choose two other characters. Okay? After you've chosen those three or worked on those three characters, then you will come over here to do the setting. When did the story take place? So remember, the setting is not just the where, but it's also the when. What does it look like? What does the setting look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? So we're thinking about our sensory details here. The timing of the story is important too, because think about it. If it happened in present day, how would the story be different? Okay? Identify the plot. How do we find out about the problem? How does the character or characters try to solve the problem? And again, what's motivating them to do this? And then finally, how do they solve the problem and how do the characters feel about the solution? Okay, this will help you jumpstart into your writing. You will be filling out a graphic organizer very similar to this when you are going to create your own fractured fairy tale this week. Please let me know if you have any help because this is very important for our next big writing assignment. So if there's anything you are confused about, please, please, please ask Mrs. Debo. Okay, have fun with this. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am, and I'll talk to you soon.